By moving into tree-based agriculture, we've already proven in small models that we have done in Tamil Nadu, farmers' income can go up anywhere between 3 to 8 times in 6 to 7 years' time. That farming can be made into a lucrative process. We've been doing some kind of a simple survey, and in Tamil Nadu, when I asked all the farm leaders, you saw some of them sitting there, how many of you want your children to go into farming? Less than 1%. Right now, India has a latitudinal spread, that is, from Kanyakumari to the foothills of Himalayas. There is weather and soil conditions where just about anything you can grow on this planet, you can grow in the Indian subcontinent. And we are the only nation with a population which has an intrinsic knowledge about how to make this magic of transforming mud into food, which is nearly 60% of the population. In United States, such a population is less than 2%. In India, we have 60% of the population who have this intrinsic knowledge, we have the land, we have the weather. Only thing is, if you let this 15 years pass by, then you will see that knowledge will go away because today there is compulsory education in India. If you go and work with your father in the farm, it's called child labor and he gets arrested, the father. Yes, unfortunately. So all the crafts we have killed, all handicrafts we have killed because if you sit with your father or mother and weave a basket, this is child labor, somebody will come and arrest you. Now if you go to your farm, somebody will arrest you. So no children are going to the farm, everybody is going to the school, learning algebra. I don't know for what. So we are going to lose this intrinsic knowledge that we have because over 12,000 years of organized farming, there's an intrinsic knowledge. He may not know any agricultural sciences, but he just knows how to grow a crop. Believe me, many of you who are very well educated, you may be MBAs in many things, just grow one crop, I'll give you fertile land. Believe me, you can't do it. It's so complex and it's so timely, it so meticulously needs to be done, otherwise it won't happen. He looks illiterate. Just because of his looks, we're thinking it's some incompetent job. No, food is the most important thing in our lives. We might have forgotten because we've had our breakfast. So this capability is going to go away, so we are trying to make some policy changes. So we are trying to manifest large-scale manifestations where shifting to tree-based agriculture, how it is one of the most lucrative activities you can do in the world. We have proved this in Tamil Nadu. The Vietnamese farmers have proved this, that their incomes from paddy cultivation to fruit cultivation, their incomes have gone up 20 times, okay? 2,000% increase in income. And just to give you an example, there's a woman farmer with only 1.2 hectares of land, very close to our center, and this is part of the FPO or the Farmers Producers Organization. Her name is Nalini, she'll be very happy I mentioned her name. She said, Sadhguru, you must talk about me. So this Nalini has only 1.2 hectares of land. She was earning 30,000 rupees per year and struggling, wanting to sell the land to educate her son. Now she shifted to organic farming under our care. We have not given her any money, we have not given any investment, just advice and little market facilitation. Today she is earning 5.6 lakhs per year, okay, from 30,000. So on an average, an Indian farmer with 1 hectare of land earns $1,150 per year. She's earning $9,000 per year because she shifted to organic way of farming. This is the difference it can make. But right now the big problem with organic farming is, I do organic farming in my little piece of land, but you are there next door, you spray all the strong pesticide, all your insects are on me. So tomorrow I'll spray something stronger than yours so that they go back to yours. I mean, it's not going to work. Unless an entire region takes up to organic farming, it'll not work. And even this idea that there is something called a synthetic farming is a stupid idea. Farming is organic, food is organic, our bodies are organic. There is no question of doing this any other way. But unfortunately, in the last 30–40 years, we have taken a wrong turn. But it's time to fix this. For this to be fixed, support is needed. We are trying to see how to manifest large-scale models where, let's say, 25–50,000 farmers aggregate their irrigation process, where the debt burden is taken away from them, and we establish marketing agencies, commercially competent marketing agencies, not a illiterate farmer trying to go and trade his products. So if these two things are established in large models and we show the success of it, economic success of it, only then this will happen. Any amount of preaching on ecology is not going to bring results, we have to show economic success. So right now we are in the process of establishing that. With government help, as I said, government help comes but not always timely, there's a whole lot of process. If there's a responsible body which wants to take up one module like this, 25,000 farmers or let's say 50,000 or 100,000 hectares of land and convert it into organized irrigation and marketing process, that this is a huge economic success for the farmer, only then their children will go into farming. Once you show economic success, then there is no stopping that everybody will want to do that. Somebody has to facilitate it, that's all. So we want to set up these kind of modules in 2 or 3 different parts of the country where there'll be substantial exposure to everybody else. If that can be done, it'll be fantastic for New Yorkers.